The Mozilla Gigabit Community Fund is a 6-year-old partnership between the Mozilla Foundation and the National Science Foundation.
I think that Lafayette is poised to just do amazing things, and so being a part of that and finding any way that we can help move our community forward is just always exciting.
So when the Mozilla came to Lafayette and offered this opportunity to us, from that day forward, they have been extremely supportive.
Mozilla wants to bring innovation through emerging technology into Lafayette.
I see this project taking the learning of sitting in classroom, pencil and paper, teacher instructing you, and turning it in a whole new direction.
My kids always like to do like the cutting edge, and we, as a school, always like to look forward. Well, the next best thing is virtual reality.
She said, this is what we're doing. Started talking about all these things that her kids were doing, and she says, but we want you to do something with us, so what is it that you want to do?
We're supposed to make a VR environment that can teach an aspect that we learned in school to make it fun and entertaining for kids.
Kind of give you a little learning aspect, but within a small little home.
Them being interested in working on something drove them to learn.
Atomic Agora Tiny House, virtual reality.
So we figured out that our strengths would be pulling a kid into web development.
What interested me was all these guys' projects. I was amazed by what these guys did, and I've combined all their projects with the website.
The goal for their project is to totally disrupt traditional learning.
And we're working with Mozilla to create the future of education with VR video games.
Teachers love to work with technology if they find that it's meaningful in their classrooms. The major goals are to allow students to understand how to program and code. And the same thing goes for the teacher participants that are involved in this as well. They'll also learn how to program and code. One of the elements of this project was that every teacher receives an industry mentor. UL, CGI, and Proficient have been amazing at coming in and working with the teachers. Mentoring is a huge thing for us. Not just one school, not just one industry. Mozilla, to me, represents collaboration. It represents all industries coming together and building a culture of collaboration. We want all of our students to have these opportunities.
The Cox VR Lab is focused on increasing the usability of virtual reality technologies. Right now our big thing is creating educational technologies. So we have this Kvaser VR program, which is a framework for letting teachers and students meet in virtual worlds.
We're bringing them into a virtual field trip and can point at objects, can activate animations, can quiz the students on what they might be learning.
And so many of the students came up to me afterwards and said, if we could learn everything like this, I would be so much more into school.
One of the things in Lafayette that we're really blessed to have is a gigabit infrastructure. We can bring that experience to them in virtual reality.
Everybody has sort of approached this from, I love this place.
Where a community invested into broadband gigabit network connectivity.
It's really an opportunity for us to help move our community forward.
The school system would not have had that opportunity had Mozilla not come here.
What Mozilla is trying to do is provide a seed for sustaining.
A big part of Mozilla's mission is an open internet that has digital equity for all.
So what does that look like when you start to think about it through an education or even a workforce development lens?
It's really just the potential to develop the workforce of the future.
It's really about expanding our digital footprint, about being able to provide a culture, an atmosphere a platform built for businesses and developers to locate here.
Especially when we talk about groups that are traditionally underrepresented in science and technology. We have a lot of African American students, a growing number of Hispanic students in our community.
And I think as we continue to, grow and change as a community, having students and having community members that have had the opportunity for funding creative ways of using technology will allow them to think in different ways about the future.
The more students that we have who are exposed to technology at a young age across wider demographics benefits our workforce in the long term, because diversity begets creativity and new ideas.
And so it really has allowed us to encourage collaboration with our professionals. They, in turn, provide the opportunity for our students.
I recently got an interview and I got a part-time job at this company because of this project. Kind of gave me the experience, a little heads up.
Ultimately, this is about making the city better for young people, for everybody.
It's up to us to take, the seed that's planted from this program and see it grow.